want to sell online, make sure you stand out.
What's up?
Go to
Let's see here. We'll see how many people join. Usually it's pretty good on Friday, but we'll see. Oh yeah, I've looked at your account. I recognize that name. What left are you waiting on for the cornerscape? Are you just asking like what I'm waiting on to like get it going? Mainly, I mean, I can get it going anytime, honestly. The main one is I have a bunch of Frodo stone that I had ordered, like 300 pounds. It should be in any time now that I can pick up. And then, but the main reason I'm not doing that right now is because the equipment wise, I don't even have it right now, and it's just gonna cost quite a bit of money, and I'm not like in a rush to do that tank right now. So more than likely, it just depends because obviously after the 88 contest, once I submit this tank and get it, to the final design that I like within, the next couple months here, I'll snap the final photos and then that tank will get tear down at 90p. Basically, not tear down, but just clean it back up and just get it empty and ready for a new scape. And then yeah, I've planned the first one that I bought. There's a lot of big pieces apparently that got shipped with it because they didn't have a lot of smaller stuff. So I'm hoping that bigger stuff I can actually use on the 90p hopefully. So that will be nice if that happens because I really don't want to buy another 300 pounds of Frodo or more. Because with the 90p, I'd more likely buy even more than that, probably close to 500, honestly. And Frodo Stone is so expensive. Luckily, I get discounts, but retail 300 pounds of Frodo is over 3 grand, and then 500 pounds would be 5 grand plus. Considering for some rock, that's the big thing, but it's nice. I mean, it's probably one of the best, in my opinion, the best looking rock. And it doesn't mess with your parameters, so that's nice. Unlike Siri, like in this stone, in this tank, I mean, raises your GH and KH like crazy. But yeah, this tank will just be, it's gonna be expensive as usual, but it's probably gonna be like 4 or 5,000. So I just assume weight. So I don't know honestly because I'm gonna upgrade and spend a little bit more money on this tank. So I don't know when. Hopefully in the next like 3 or 4 months is my guess. Oh yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, yeah, that is the new sign. People on YouTube, not everybody follows me, so that will be new to some people. That sign. I got a lot of actual stuff coming. If you do follow me on Instagram, I got the posters that are getting framed that will go in these two corners. I have two 88 posters. The 88 contest poster will hang right here, and then I got a nature poster that will actually hang right above this bed here. And then I will get another sign made just like that, but it'll actually have the ADA logo in their slogan, and that will actually go like right here somewhere, same height, but just go right above here. It'll go right above the picture that will hang right there. But yeah, that's the new. Yeah, but it turned out pretty sweet. I'll see my logo, my alternate logo, longer version, and then obviously just the Nature Aquariums by my name, and then my little slogan, and then obviously Instagram and YouTube logo. So yeah, it turned out pretty nice. Actually, tomorrow some lights come out for this, and it was an option. I went with another company before, and I actually had a sign that they quoted me for that actually had backlit pre-installed into it. Obviously, it was a lot nicer of a sign and more like a commercial company, but it was like $1,000+ to get a sign made like that. It would have been pretty sweet, but there was no way I was gonna pay that. I would definitely do it in the future, but as of right now, there's no point in getting that insane with, it's just a core at the end of the day. It's not like if I was putting it in like my own business or a store, that'd be one thing, but this is just my room and display, so don't need anything too fancy. But I do actually have some lighting that I'm gonna try out and put behind there that can backlit these letters, and we'll just see how it looks. I'm hoping it looks pretty cool. It'd be one of those cool things to have like on at night or something. Photo's nice. I like stone, and I'm always keeping an eye out for large and lava stones, but really hard to find unique. Yeah, especially like locally, like hard rock, like really big stones. If anything, is hard to get locally. The only way you can really get really nice stones is through it online these days. But actually, talking about the stone you just mentioned, I actually have a whole box sitting right next to me. I don't know if I'll use it, but I do have some. But oh, see, this. It's pretty close to Frodo, but yeah. Like some of these pieces actually do look like Frodo, which is what nice about that stone is they do look pretty similar. Like that piece, like that's pretty close to Frodo with like the really flat pieces like that. That's like the closest you're gonna get to Frodo right there. But they are very similar rock in general. Like that's a nice angle right there. Let's see. What's up, Fish Tropic? But yeah, I like imagine if you put this. I don't know how. Like if you could just somehow get that rock, like bury half this rock and then have that ledge hanging out and escape, that'd be pretty sweet. I just got these stones. I mean, if I see the hardscape that I like, I'll buy it. I don't know if I'll use all the. I don't even know if I'll use these stones at all, but I have them if I need them. Got a whole box here. But with the line of escapes I'm doing, Frodo is real flat, and that's kind of what I'm looking for in a lot of these stones. Like this piece right here, like this is like perfect. I'm hoping that this stuff is similar to the Frodo I'm getting because maybe I can actually use both in the tank. Hopefully, I can kind of integrate both of these pieces because like this piece right here, that's like a perfect piece I need for like something like this tank right here. That's exactly what I'm looking for, like just like a flat piece like that with a lot of detail in it. So we'll see. But if it doesn't match the Frodo at all that I'm getting, then obviously I don't want to use it. But if not, then I'll just sell it all. But I might as well take it. Let's see. Yeah, we'll see what color it is. I'm hoping because obviously Frodo can come in like a brown and then almost like a gray. I'm hoping I get more of like a gray. I mean, if it's like a tint of like tan or brown, I mean, it's what it is. I mean, it's not like I can change anything because I bought 300 pounds of it, so there's no really returning anything at that point. But I'm hoping I can at least get some good looking pieces. Obviously, I'm gonna have tons of leftover. It was just like this tank. I bought 500 pounds of Suryu for this tank. I used like 120, and mainly that 120 came out of these two rocks. Both of these rocks weigh about 40, 50 pounds each. Yeah, I've used a little bit of elephant, and I've looked at elephant quite a lot when I was looking around, and I like it. it's just not my personal favorite out of all of them. So, but yeah, if I had a bunch of tanks, I would definitely integrate elephant somehow in escape. But with the little bit of tanks I have, I think Frodo's gonna look real nice, and at least like the escapes that I'm going for is Frodo. I think is gonna do best for what I'm trying to, the look that I'm going for. But yeah, elephant, like, who knows? We'll see. See if I have escape I can do with elephant, because I do really like elephant, and I can get a bunch of elephant from somebody. And another advantage is it doesn't cost nearly as much as some of the other stones. Yeah, both of those stones they're almost identical, almost. Suryu has a little more jagged edges, I would say, but yeah, they're almost hard to tell apart sometimes. But obviously, like if some of you guys don't know, the store that I work at, we're an ADA retailer, and so we get basically like literally all the rocks you guys have been naming. We have all of them. So I've seen it played with quite a few. So obviously I do escapes for other people too. And like when people come in and get ideas, and I do a lot of custom escapes too. So I've played around with a little bit of everything. But when it comes to my own escapes, usually I try to stay with like the gray tones is what I like personally. So Siri, Frodo, any of those. ADA is North Blackstone in person. I'll have to take a picture of it one day. We have a whole buck. It's kind of funny. For some reason, nobody buys that stuff where I'm at. We have a whole bucket of that stuff. It is pretty cool. Let's see here. I don't know why the 90p looks cloudy. I mean, it is actually cloudy, and well, obviously the camera with that twin star it's just getting that big old glare, but it's not really cloudy in person. But it does have a slight hue right now for some reason. I don't know why. It hasn't looked like that in a long time. Need to do another big trimming again. Those towels got all crazy. You trim it, and then like a blink of an eye, they're already back all the way to the surface. Because it does get quite out of hand. Because you can see like the bottom of it just starts getting kind of crazy and dead growth underneath. And the pearl we definitely needs to get trimmed. Yeah, I pretty much have an idea. I really don't know like this really until I get the stones. I really don't know how I'm gonna escape it. I have a couple ideas of what I'm gonna try to do, but it just all depends on the stone. The stones are gonna what determine what's really gonna happen. But hopefully, what I'm going for is almost kind of the same look, basically, as it but better. And but next time it'll just be no stems though. It'll just be just a carpet. So just a classic Yagumi. I think 90Ps I think are just the perfect size for Yagumi. So I think just having this tank, um, all Frodo and then like all Monte Carlo and then maybe like a few mid grounds. I think that would look pretty sweet and it'd be low maintenance compared to what it is now. And I personally think it's gonna look nicer too. Do I like the look of Alcinaria or tall hairgrass and aquascape? When done right, yeah. Like me personally, I'd probably never really do it in my own scapes, but I definitely don't hate them at all. They're just not like my personal like taste and like style. But yeah, I'm just hoping like this tank basically just becomes like, obviously it's not gonna become maintenance free, but because I'm still gonna do two or three water changes a week like I usually do, but just do it to where like almost the trimmings like little to none in this tank, and to where it's just real simple. One big school of fish. Maybe just keep the monos and autosynclus, and that's about it. Just keep it real simple, but yet look good. What's up, Victor? Yeah, I think when you first walk into this room, I think like having that as an Iagumi, like just a big lush carpet, I think that's just gonna look pretty sweet, and it's just gonna be eye catching. And then the rest of the tanks we can do crazier. Gets like this tank's definitely gonna be like Brazilian style, and it's gonna have stems just like this tank does. Probably do Rotalas again. Rotala Atra and all that, because that's probably the back stem I'm gonna use on this tank is Rotala Atra again. That it'll line the back of this tank. Because, like as we talked, if some of you guys didn't watch the previous live streams or weren't a part of those, basically this scape is going to be super inclined to where it's going to go pretty high. I mean, obviously we're not going to go all the way to the top, but basically where the soil is about like maybe to here, and then obviously it'll decline down, and we'll still stay back, so maybe like 3 or 4 inches, and then go up like that, just so we can have a little bit of like a sand front, and then obviously there'll be stems. So basically when the stems grow, they're only going to be about 5-6 inches tall, so it won't get crazy tall. But the scape will, when you look from the front, the scape's just going to be super far up, real inclined, and then we'll do Brazilian type setup. But like the like the picture that I kind of drew, it's kind of a horrible picture, but like the stone, how I have the stone like angled, and then it just depends. We might actually like do a path all the way up it, and then make an endpoint somewhere around here. But we'll just see how the scape ends up actually turning out. Because it'd be cool to kind of do sand right through down the middle all the way into the sand paths in the front. But if not, who cares? But I plan to do like Monte Carlo all the way down this thing, and then obviously have like Rotellas in the back, and then obviously this is like a side view of what you would see. But yeah, that's kind of like my generic idea of what I'm gonna kind of do. What do you think of the escape for this month on the 8821 calendar? Oh, this one right here. Yeah, it's not bad. Definitely different. Definitely more of your nature style. Definitely a crazier plant choice than I would do. Some broad choices right there. Make some big impressions with a lot of those. When will you be escaping the cube? I was kind of talking about that at the beginning. I think I was thinking maybe like roughly like in maybe like 4 months, honestly. And the only reason I was saying that is because I still got to buy the equipment for all this, and that's going to be about 4 or 5 thousand. And so, and I'm not in no rush to get this thing set up, so that's why. Because I also kind of want to do videos, spread out the videos for you guys on YouTube, and so I don't want to like just jam a bunch of new setups. So basically, I just kind of want to get one started, and then kind of let that one run for a while, and then start uploading the next tank, just to kind of spread out the videos and make them do a little bit of something different. But I ordered the frost back and got that applied. So that's the background you see, the ADA frost back there. So I do got that installed now. Obviously, I got the same on this tank too. And then obviously the 60p, same thing. Yeah, well, yeah, it's pretty bold. It was. But, so yeah, here's a 60p. So obviously this will be the first tank that we do. I think, I mean, once I get the photos done, this tank I'll start filming the scaping right away. So we'll see. But there's potential I could get the stone tomorrow. I don't know. We'll just see if it came in or not. But yeah, this tank's gonna be pretty sweet. This tank will have a lot of immersed growth in it. You know, stems growing out right here, and then we'll have Monte Carlo drooping down on the top of these, drooping down into the water. And then obviously there'll be Monte Carlo, you know, immersed too, growing on the logs all the way down. I was thinking doing some mosses, and we still might. I just, moss can get a little out of control. Which it'd be, the shrimp would love it, but we'll see. If I do a moss, it's more likely going to be like Ricardia or something. Something that doesn't get too crazy. But yeah, but the plan for this is like the Frodo. I'm hoping I can get small enough pieces to where I can at least get some pieces, you know, that can lay in, that can kind of form the front, where they'll be flat going around this, and then obviously going around the corner over here, and then obviously the whole front will just be La Plata sand, and then the whole back, this whole everything where the wood is going to be filled with soil, so most of this will be buried under soil. Do I follow Aqua Shop Wasabi on Instagram? If so, how do you describe his style? Yeah, I do follow him. I have to. It's hard to remember what everybody does. I'd have to look him back up. I've seen his page quite a few times. I'd have to actually go and back and look at his. Let's see. Cause I think I follow like 2,000 aquascapers on Instagram. A lot to keep up with. Keep up with everybody. But yeah, like I was saying, this tank's gonna be the first one we do, just because the equipment's already here. We already have the filter. The only thing I'm waiting on is obviously the stone, like we are saying, and then I'm waiting for another lily pipe from ADA. That should right when that's ordered with the stone, so whenever the stone comes in, that will be in it with it. But I got the input right here. I'm just waiting for the output, output. Or I'm inflow. I mean, losing my thoughts. What's up, Boost? Let's show you guys this. Some of you guys have already seen this a million times, but so that's the outflow. Obviously the ADA one. So be like that. For these longer, shallower tanks, these types are really nice. They work well. So really tiny. Little things are expensive and super fragile. I don't know how many I've broken, or how many I've broken at the store I work at. Luckily they don't make me pay for any of them, because I'd be broke by now. Because 88 lily pipes are not cheap. They're like 150 a pop. That's for one pipe. Yeah, like my yeah, same. Like my personal setups, I've broken one intake, and that was the 88 one in the 90p behind me, and yeah, that sucked. Because I had to kind of rig up like a halfway ghetto tube for now, and then had to wait like 2 weeks to even get a new one in. It kind of sucked. Be like the 88 ones, like the 17 millimeters. Yeah, they're like, after tax and shipping, they're over $300 for this pair, so they're not cheap. It was this one that I broke. I usually if I take them off, I'll set them in the front and hang them, especially if I'm done cleaning. And one time I took this and set it on the ground, and I stepped on it, so it snapped it right in half, about right here. But like the bigger ones are nicer because they are harder to break because they're thicker. But you still gotta treat them with respect. But the smaller ones, you just gotta baby those things because they're just so fragile. You pretty much just breathe on them things and they break. Which I can see why a lot of people don't like them for that reason, but they're too good looking to not have them. That's actually exactly what I did. Um, I was able to kind of glue it and made it work for a little bit, but then I was like, screw it. It was like screwed up my filter. It wasn't able to pull up enough. It wasn't pulling up the water that I needed through the filter, so I had a little backup tube that actually came with the canister that I ended up putting on there, but I did super glue it and it worked for a little bit, but embers getting really red. They look orange on camera. It's like YouTube just automatically tones down the colors like the Rotala. It looks like brown in the camera to you guys, but it's like bright red. I don't know why. I don't know why it looks like that on YouTube. It's like these embers are red. It's kind of weird. It like takes out the color of everything. Hmm. But yeah, it probably is. There's probably something in the settings that I messed with. Like if you put a filter, it doesn't do anything. Yeah, you can put like a filter and it makes it more red, but uh, but oh yeah. I will be uploading a video today. I still gotta film it to be honest, because it is Friday, so Friday's my upload day. I think I'm gonna upload. Now that I have my PC setup finished. I'm gonna make a video on this whole setup just because it's kind of a bigger deal. Just because this is what will kind of be the new stuff for the channel, my new editing software and all that. So hopefully I can become a little better at this YouTube thing. But yeah, this has been kind of, if you follow my Instagram, you guys have been following this build for, about a month now, but this was kind of the biggest thing for me right now, was getting this all done. Still got a couple things to get, and the main thing being a camera. But for now, I can at least still film my phone, because my phone still films in 8K, so plenty good resolution for what I'm doing. But when I get a camera, then I can actually, start editing on the computer a little bit, learn how to do that. Hopefully bring some better videos to you guys. Have I grown in Cuba with success? Yeah, I have. Little hard. Looks just like Monte Carlo, a little smaller. It's a tad bit harder to grow, but definitely need CO2 in the tank to grow Cuba for sure, but not too difficult. Yeah, like the camera I'm getting. Let's see. I would have gotten a camera by now, but it's just actually I'm almost getting the same camera as you. Just a tad bit better. Getting the 7S3 myself. But yeah, this is what I plan to get for you guys on YouTube eventually. But that's a whole nother investment, as you can see. But as you see, like, you guys see what I spit on my tanks, and then, and then another that on top of it, and, it just gets expensive fast, but, and yeah, I was about to say that the lens, like, this don't come with a lens, it's just body only, and it's 3,500. And then if you want to get a lens, like, I'd probably just, like, the lens I'd get would be, let's see, I've looked at this before. But yeah, like the lens is like 1,500 to 2 grand also. But yeah, G Master, yeah, those are the ones I'm getting. But yeah, we'll see. But like I was saying, like my phone films. I mean, phones are so good these days, but obviously cameras are gonna always be the better way to go when it comes to filming. But we'll see. I'm hoping I can buy this by next year, hopefully, because once I get my setups all done, then it should be pretty easy to look into investing into something like this. One of the main reasons why I'm going for this option is the flip out screen too. I really like that feature because they don't have that on a lot of the other Sonys. But at least with the new one, this screen flips out, which I like that. I like that feature on any camera. It's just a preference of mine. But yeah, that's exactly me. I've been studying up on cameras, watching people, watching all type of videos on camera work and photos and reviews on all different cameras, and pretty much have been the same. I feel like I'd make the most. Yeah, that's kind of my problem is getting a camera of this high caliber, and then I have not even a clue how to even use it, to be honest. All I know to do is press record, and that's it. So I'd have to really invest myself in learning how to use something like this, because this is. Let's see. Yeah, that's all I'll show you guys there. Go back to the live stream here. Yeah, once I get all the attachments, I mean, that camera's probably going to cost me, I wouldn't doubt 8 grand once you get, all the gadgets for it. And, 3,500 for the camera, 2 grand for, a lens, maybe two lenses. I don't know. You're talking already 6,500, tripods, all that. Yep, and then yeah, lighting, mics, all the goodies. So yeah, that's why I pretty much just say like 8 grand, because I wouldn't doubt that that's what I'd probably spend. Good thing is editing software I do already have, so. Well, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, my custom mouse pad is my logo. Basically the same thing as my sign over there, but obviously just printed in color. Let's see. Oh, and then I did get the CO2 for the 60F. Again, I showed this on Instagram, but some of you guys watching me just on YouTube haven't seen this yet, but I'll make a video on this pretty soon also. I won't do it yet just because I don't have everything. I'm still debating on going inliner diffuser or in-tank diffuser on this tank, so until I get all that stuff in, actually, because I actually want to like hook it up in the video, so, or at least show how, so still waiting on some parts, but I got at least the main stuff. So obviously this is just a 24-ounce tank, and then a GLA regulator, bubble counter, really nice. GLA will always be super expensive, especially just for the paintball regulators. I mean, this paintball regulator alone is 200, which is what some people pay for duels, but GLA GLA hands down makes the best regulators. I have the GLA dual on my 90p at the moment too. This one's pretty nice. It's nice that they include the bubble counter on these smaller ones too. Makes it nice. I really like the integrated bubble counters on these ones. But yeah, I'll have to get this. I'll have to get this bottle filled soon, so it's ready to go. But that will basically sit on that mat down there. The super jet and then the CO2 will sit on that mat, and then obviously all the tubing and water will just go up through the back of the tank, and then somewhere in that corner is where I'll plumb all that up. Yeah, it's just basically an ADA mat. The cutoffs that I had left, I just basically put them down right there, made a little cushion for the equipment down there. And then obviously I added that board onto my desk. That I built this desk last year, and I went ahead and built a shelf down there so all my equipment can sit. But yeah, hopefully this tank turns out pretty nice. I have no doubts that it will. Obviously, stock-wise, the plan for this tank is obviously do some pretty high-dollar shrimps, do some Galaxy Pintos. I think that's pretty much where I'm going with this tank, and try breeding them. Do they make regulators without solenoids? I've been on the lookout for one without a solenoid. GLA doesn't. All theirs come with solenoids. Um, yeah, it's really the only companies that don't sell without solenoids are like obviously like the cheaper ones. Don't usually come. It's all the expensive ones like GLA, CO2 Art. All those are always going to come with the solenoid. Yeah, so I don't really know any on the top of my head that doesn't come with one. Yeah, it's just all the good ones you're basically paying for. You're paying for. You know, that's why they cost so much is because they do come with the solenoid. So that's one of the big reasons why they do cost a lot. So I just don't know any like yeah. There's really no good regulators that you can just buy them separately. Unless like I was saying, like if you just buy a real cheap one, obviously it won't come with a solenoid, which is why it makes it cheaper. But yeah, you think they would. I don't. But at the same time, most people want it on there, so there's probably not a big demand for a big market for ones without one. Unless you actually contact Greenleaf Aquariums and maybe they can actually sell you one without one. Who knows? GLA's pretty good. I've got the what's up Nature Aquariums. I've got an ADA control timer, and it has one built in, so having one is just a yeah, true. But yeah, this is actually GLA kind of. I don't know if they changed like anything physically, but they definitely did change the look of their regulators. Like all this is black now. Like this used to be gray, and then they actually like they did have their logo engraved on there before, but they made it like a lot nicer now. Like it just looks cooler. You know, have their GLA real nicely engraved on there. They just kind of fancy it up a little. Heck yeah. Nothing better than working at a fish store. Yeah, the Japanese CO2 tanks. I've looked at those. I've been trying. I've tried to get those myself. They're just. It's almost near impossible. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You got a job at. That's nice. That'll be cool. You have to let me know how that goes. Yeah, if some of you might be watching don't know, but yeah, like obviously, I don't work at a fish store full time, but I do work at one. I work at one part time, like on the weekends only, for fun. I don't really do it for the money, to be honest. For being really honest, I do it for the discounts on all their products. So I get half off anything I want or anything they can order. And plus we're one of like of 688 retailers in the United States. So luckily I work at a place that has the products that I use a lot, like ADA and UNS, ONF, all them good things. So yeah, getting like 50% off on ADA products is definitely worth working on the weekends for me personally. How do you get an ADA license to sell? Um, so obviously ADA is in Japan. That's where their main, facility, where their main place is. But as the United, but you can't really get the product straight from them, only because like none of us speak Japanese and it'd be near impossible to try to become a retailer. But Alkaforest, in which they're from the United States and California or San Francisco, they're the main provider of ADA products in the United States. They're the only ADA provider of in the United States. So they basically supply all the stores in the United States. That's where people like my store and a few others. That's how we sell ADA products is because of Aquaforest. And so their staff, they're a lot of Asian over there, and so they're able to communicate with ADA and get their products. So that's why they're the main retailer. Which and then basically our retailers were how we get our AA licenses from them. So basically, it's pretty easy. As long as you have a business, you can basically contact Aquaforest and you can become a wholesaler for them. And and that's how you get there. And also you can get, wholesale discounts and all that, buying stock and all that. And yeah, it'd be pretty simple. It's not very hard to become one. It's just there's not many stores that want to invest the money into ADA products because it's kind of a high risk thing because not a lot of people are buying them and they're very expensive, especially if you start, it adds up quick. You start, just a couple of ADA filters are the grand. So you buy like 3 or 4 ADA filters at a time, that's 4 grand. And it just, a lot of these ADA products, they add up to so much money that stores are afraid to even sell, you know, buy them and, afraid of having them sit on this shelf for a long time and not sell. So they're just like a high risk product. But if your store has money and has the patience to wait on a product like that, then yeah. I wish more stores would sell ADA, but that's just the case. Most people don't want to spend the money on their products. But like my store, yeah, we sell. I mean, every ADA product there is, we have, and if we don't have it, we can get it in. So it's pretty nice. At least it stops me from having to actually order online anymore. I live an hour away from Josh. Is the only non-Japanese dude who works here, but they all speak English. Let's see. I live. Yeah, Aquaforce. came in pretty clutch. Good thing they're in business, because without them, I don't think the United States would even have ADA products at all. So they really come in clutch for people over here. It's like people in Europe and UK and all that. Like, yeah, they have access to all the ADA products in the world just because they're so close. They're not overseas. I'm sad they didn't have the uh, shirts. Oh yeah, yeah, we have a couple of those actually at our store. Yeah, we sell, the traditional ADA shirts also. I need to get me some. Let's see. Probably need to, I only know of two stores I can go to that sell ADA. The closest is the Wet Spot, and the other is the Redfish, Bluefish. Yeah, like, let me show you guys real quick. Let me put you guys in the gimbal. I know I'm shaking. I shake real bad. It's probably annoying to some of you guys. Get you guys on the work with me. Goes this way. Whoa. There we go. Back to normal. So let's see here. I'll show you guys something real quick. So if you go to like Aquaforest and you go to, let's see. Actually, no, not Aquaforest, my bad. If you go to the ADA, website. And you go to distributors and you get some of that ADA food. Don't know how well you guys will be able to see the screen, but they have basically the main countries that have them. So if you go to America and you go USA, basically, and then you get all the stores. You get all the stores in the United States that actually have ADA products. So obviously Aquaforest, you can see they're labeled as a distributor, like I was saying. So they're the main distributor. They're the only distributor in the United States. So if you want, so all these stores are getting their products from Aquaforest. And then obviously Aquaforest is getting their products straight from ADA. So yeah, Aquaforest don't sell the ADA food. I need to get a hold of it. Let me see if I can. I see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there's 23 stores in America that sell ADA products, which is not a lot at all. So that's why it's kind of hard to get some of this stuff. Obviously, the store I work at is right here. Let's see. Yeah, right there at Picasso Exotic Aquatics. So that's my store right there on the ADA website. Obviously, that's us right there. So that's the store I work right there. That's the front of it. We have a pretty nice store where I work at. Real nice. A lot of these are older pictures, but yeah, that's the store I work at. But yeah, if you, I just want to show you this. I just wanted to show you guys this. If you ever wanted to see if you had an ADA retailer in your area. So we got Oregon, Georgia, Cali, California, Utah. A lot of California, definitely. If you're in California, you got all the ADA. But yeah, that's the only one in my area is the one in Leawood, Kansas. You got Texas, New York. You got 2 in Hawaii. But yeah. Let me know if you manage to get some. I'd pay for shipping and money for your trouble. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. I can't guarantee anything, but I'll see if I can. Because really, I don't even know if I can get it myself, but... Oh, that picture. Let's go back to that picture. This right here, inspired by nature. That's actually what I plan to get made. So like that sign that I got made. Basically, I want to, like I was saying, I want to get another sign made that's gonna sit right next to it, up above the nature aquarium poster that I'm gonna have hang right here. And I basically wanted to say like inspired by nature or something like that, and then with like the ADA logo and stuff. I think that'd be a nice touch. That's basically what I plan to do. That's where I got kind of inspiration from. I saw Aquaforce's website, and I was like, I wanted to do that. The contest, somebody actually got a hold of the contest stickers, like just stickers with the with the logo on it and stuff. And I actually got them to sell me like half of it, so they cut the sheet in half, and they're gonna be sending me those stickers. I was like, I gotta have those. I did manage to get the pollen glass air from by talking to them, but I couldn't get them to get me the food. Let me see the chlor. Are you talking about like the chlorinator off? Because I'm pretty sure we have that. Let me look at this. Unless we sold out, but we might be out of that. I know we carry it though. But yeah, the food too. That's something I need to figure out how to get. I am gonna get. I'm probably gonna order it pretty soon. I'm just waiting for Aquaforce to get some products and stuff, because I just want to make like one big order. But you can actually see my cart right now. I actually do have a glass dispenser right here in my checkout with the stand. But I'm just waiting on a few more products myself, and then I'm gonna put in the order. Yeah, there's just a couple things that are still out of stock. Yeah, I've used the glass feeder at the store. I just wanted to get one for myself, and I haven't yet, so definitely gonna add that to the collection. Yeah, see, they're all out of stock out of Amazonia right now. That's why I stocked up on it, because I knew that because of COVID they'd run out, and it's gonna take them forever to get it back in stock. What? You can get version 2, but it's not as good. Which is why it's still in stock. Not much people buy version 2. It's really not that good. But yeah, let's see. I'll show you guys it's like my room right here. So I stockpiled all the Amazonia. This is just what's going to be used for some of the display tanks. But I think I have like 20 something bags of 9-liter Amazonia. And then I got a bunch of 3 liters. I got tons of bags of La Plata, a bunch of power sand, more sand. This is Colorado. I got a bunch of the aqua gravel, a bunch of stuff that I'm just stockpiling. So if the market crashes, I can just sell it for like double the money, basically. So if you're ever wondering where all the soil went, it's at my house. But yeah, I got obviously if you guys haven't seen this room, obviously you walk in, always see my fish fam collection of all the companies and channels. And then obviously I got my maintenance. Obviously when you first walk into the door, all my tools, and then obviously my adverts and whatever additives, and then I got all my ADA substrates, and then also my other doses, all my extra fertilizers, and obviously my glass cleaner right there. The most silly thing I got from ADA was the air sweeper. Hey, it's not silly because I got it too. I got one myself. I'm not using it, but I do got one. Nothing from nothing from ADA silly. Yeah, I've owned every single ADA product at this point. The only one I haven't, let's see, the only one I haven't had yet is, what haven't I? I think I'm pretty equipment wise. I've had it all. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I haven't used yet. I think the very last one that I haven't ordered from ADA, which is surprising, is their actual gravel. For some reason, I just never bought their gravel, and so this was one of the things that I never actually bought, and I finally did get some. But I think equipment-wise, I've bought every single thing from ADA. Let's see. Yeah, the air sweepers, it's actually pretty nice. It's just one of those things where, like, do you really need it? But like the actual like the small 30-gram CO2 bottles that you can buy from ADA, the little mini cartridges, those actually have the beads inside of them. If you shake those balls up, you'll hear little balls in there, and that's actually the those little CO2 cartridges actually have the air sweeper stuff in it, those beads. So if you so it actually that CO2 system you buy from them, it actually naturally has that smell that comes out of the CO2 already. But also, if you don't have that small little cartridge, then you just buy the air sweeper for bigger setups. But I didn't even realize that until one day I shook the bottle. I was like, oh, this stuff already has it in it. Well, I guess the glass food dispenser is the last thing that I haven't owned yet, and so that's obviously something I'm getting pretty soon. Add it to the collection. But yeah, when we escape this 90p, obviously I'm going to change up the light. I'm going to take down the twin star, and we're going to add a solar RGB on this tank, and then obviously there's going to be a solar RGB on the 45C as well. But that'll be the only upgrades. I'm thinking about putting a superjet on the 90p also, and I might just do that if I feel like spending the money. I'll eventually do it anyways, but if I just want to go ahead when I buy the light and get a superjet 1200, then I'll go ahead and get that too coming with it. Yeah, the light screen I've owned. Yep. And that's another. Actually, you just brought up another point. That was another thing I think I might do is add the light screen onto this tank, get a 90p one. Because with the Iagumi, I think the light screen is gonna really come into effect real well. I think it's gonna look better than the fog. So obviously, when I empty out this tank, I can just tear off that fog and then add the light screen on there. Because it's only like 400 for the 90p. That ain't bad at all for what it does for your tank and how drastic it makes your tank look. Definitely worth it in my opinion. Yeah, that's the plan. That's what I'm waiting on is I don't know if they're coming out with the new RGB or they're just coming out with like a new attachment. I'm not sure. So I'm just waiting on that. Because if it doesn't come out like by the time I want to rescape, if it's still not out, I'm just gonna I'll probably just have to end up buying the old one. Which would still be perfectly fine. Honestly, like I don't need the new one. But if there's a new one coming out, I might as well just wait for that one. But we'll see. We'll see how fast. I talked to Aquaforce, and they're not even sure either when it's coming out. So we'll see what happens. But that's why I've kind of waited it off. Yeah, it'll definitely be the best of the best equipment. Pretty much the highest grade equipment possible. Oh, don't tempt me. I'll do it. How do you think I ended up with the 90p? Somebody saw my 20-gallon from a couple years ago and said and dared me to get the 90p with all this 88 product. Now they didn't think I'd spend 10 grand, and look at me now. Don't tell me I will get an 180p. I'll do it. I got the space for one. It's just honestly like I just don't want to do the work on a 180p, so I probably wouldn't. I just obviously we're gonna do hopefully I can get one started next year, but in total we'll have two 120p's, so that's coming. But I don't think I'd ever do a 180p, at least in this house at the moment. Maybe, in my own one day I might do one, but at that point if it's my own house, I'm getting a whole custom tank built, you know, end wall and all that. Because basically what I plan on doing one day is if I build a house for myself and I want to do a couple tanks in wall and be around 1,000 gallons pretty much. Do one reef and do one planted. So that's basically what I plan in the future doing. But it's very possible I might have a whole like do a room and do like a whole gallery again of like ADA. It's very possible. But yeah, I think this 90p. I'd have to add it up again, but I think I'm at 8,000 at the moment. But once I rescape it, then yeah, I'll have 10 grand easily. Because the filter is 1,200 or whatever it costs. Yeah, 1,200, and then solar RGB is gonna be a grand, pretty much once you add into, and then rocks and more soil plants. So yeah, there's no problem. There won't be no problem going over 10 grand with this tank. The good thing is I can build ADA stands, so that's at least my advantage. At least I don't have to buy those. Oh, you're talking about my bad. The solar RGB stand. Actually, I was gonna get the solar RGB stand, but I just prefer the O and F stand. I think it just looks a little bit better. I definitely would, and I'll look at it again before I buy it, but I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna go with the O and F stand. That's what I'm gonna go with this tank and that tank also. I have it over here on the 60F, but I just like to look at the O and F stand a little bit better. The 88 one kind of curves a little bit. It kind of zigzags. This one I just like how it just goes straight up and then straight over. It just looks a little more modern to me, I guess you can say. And but the ADA ones have a little bit better cable management because you can actually stick the wires through the tube, which is nicer. But who knows? We'll see. I'll look at them again before I buy it. But if I do it, I might as well just match these two. So at least with the O and F, I can match it with the O and F is small enough that I can use it on this tank and have a 3-foot one on this tank. Because ADA one, they only make one for basically the 90p and then the 120 only. But I'll have to play with the solar RGB when I get it though, because obviously that light's double the wattage of the twin star that's on this tank now, so it's gonna be crazy bright. So I have to find a height. I might start out at like 12 inches or so, but who knows? Because I think right now it's at like 8. But if the next tank's just gonna be at Iogumi with if it's just gonna be carpeting plants, I think 12 inches will do it. Definitely won't go under that. You go under 12 inches, you're gonna make an algae farm for sure. Solar RGB, 130 watts. Twin star being 65 watts. I cannot wait for the reviews on it. They should put out a review with the new when the put out a review when the new 88 Solar B comes out. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, oh yeah, I'll definitely 100% will do a review if I get it. Which I will get it. It's just whether or not I get the old one first, and then because if I get the old one first, then I'll just end up buying the new one later if it doesn't come out for a while. But either way, I'll have the new one eventually. I film everything I can, so I'll definitely that's 100% something I'm gonna film is the unboxing and setup of that for sure. I just try to. That's what I try to do on this channel is just film every single thing possible. Because there's just so many products that there's just not like any videos on YouTube. So that's kind of where I think I come into play is someone like me from the United States that does a lot of ADA products and actually films them on YouTube and actually just shows people what you're getting for your money. Because it is kind of hard being in the U.S. and to spend this type of money on a product and you don't even get to really look at it or see it in person before you buy it. So at least if I can record and film about a lot of products, at least it helps a little bit. The decision of buying these products. Mm-hmm. Yeah, tomorrow I'll show on Instagram. But there's an LED strip that I bought that's battery powered and it has a remote. So I'm hoping I can actually stick the strip behind the sign where the letters are and basically for it to illuminate up and brighten up the letters and then basically try to hide the battery pack like behind the sign somewhere. And then I can basically like turn it off and on. Almost like a big night light almost. Let's see. I kind of regret getting the ADA metal cabinet in silver instead of the limited edition black, but I don't know what the resale market is like with things like stands. There are only 2 black units left for sale in the U.S. Yeah, like I don't know, like I'm actually not sure on the cabinets either, but like ADA products in general, what's nice about them is they keep their sell values. So like say for example, if I buy a super jet filter 1200 and I pay 1200 for it, I can pretty much get that money right back. I might lose a little bit, like maybe I sell it for $1,000, but at the end of the day, if I've used it for a couple of years, I mean, to get $1,000 back on it, it's pretty worth it. And so ADA products really don't lose their value that much, which is nice. Like if I took those lily pipes off and cleaned them up, I can pretty much sell them for $100 each, and that's pretty good considering how much they've been used. And it's same with the tanks too. Like it, like tell me the last time you've seen like an ADA tank on Facebook or Craigslist, either one time or never. So like if I post an 88 tank on Facebook, like recently I put a 45p on Facebook, it was gone within 5 minutes. It's just not something that people see every day, and once people see those products posted online, they go crazy for them. So you can pretty much get your money back out of any 88 product. One thing I do regret is there was a solar RGB on eBay, and that was the only time I've ever seen one on eBay. The guy had it for, at first he had it for I think 850, and then I watched it and watched it, and he yeah, by the very end I was about to buy it. I told him that once I get paid next week I'd buy it, and somebody obviously got it before I did, but in it his end price ended up being $650. So that's what I regret. I wish I would have just pulled the trigger and just bought the thing, because $650 for a solar RGB, that would have been a score. Basically $300 off, and the thing was basically brand new. But there's a few other 88 products on eBay, but they're not like the biggest must-haves. I almost purchased an 88 C-Truck on eBay, but the conversion threadable thingy was sketching me out. Yeah, a lot of that stuff from a lot of the 88 products you do see on eBay are from Japan too, so they're going to be a little different too. I think I literally look on eBay for 88 products daily now. Like I just check on it every day and make sure there's nothing new. There was an 88 lot. I posted on Instagram a screenshot of it, but for like $250, this person had easily $1,000 worth of 88 products, and of course somebody bought it. But man, I just didn't have no use for all that stuff. But man, that was a score for whoever got that. All kinds of tools, media. I'm starting up a plant room and doing it right by insulating. Going to start with two high-tech 40 breeders with RO water. Right now I have two 20 longs. Well, heck yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, it's Rotala H on the back. Are you gonna sell plants on Amazon or something? Oh, I'm assuming you're asking another person. One of the things, another decor piece I showed on Instagram too, that I want to put right here is I got lucky and found it on eBay. It's a super rare, I think it's a 10th anniversary catalog of ADA, and it looks super sick. Cool. That's on the yellow thing. There we go. But yeah, I got this. It's kind of, I've been kind of trying to keep it nice. But yeah, oh, it's a 20th anniversary. But this 88 catalog, it's all gold. I think that'd be super cool just to frame it just like that. But it's an old catalog, and it was on eBay. This person didn't know what they had, obviously. They were just like a book company, and they must have just somehow had this. And yeah, you can see it's rolled. It even has the 2013 layout contest poster. Looking back then, dropping papers. Look, back then, to get into the contest, you had to actually mail in this. So you had to actually fill all this information on this thing. This was the application right here. You see there's little fill out mark right there. But yeah, that's how you'd actually get into the 88 contest back in the day. Yeah, this is just like all their old. Obviously, this is old now, but at the time of that catalog, this was all like new stuff. You know, all their. Obviously, that was their. Before the solar RGB, that was just the solars. But all their pretty cool stuff. But yeah, that was like a sweet find. I really don't know if there's any of these left out there. This was just one of those weird finds that somebody had. But the rest of the book is like your generic 88 book, just like showing off tanks and, you know, just like this is pretty cool right here. I don't know if I can get it all in frame, but this is like literally every 88 product. It folds out. Let me see. This will be pretty cool, just the frame itself. Look at that. All the 88 products. Pretty wild. That'd be cool just to frame that big old thing. Got like I just might do that. I'd hate to rip it out though. But it'd be a cool one to frame. But yeah, I definitely want to take like this whole book and just frame it as is. I think with the gold 88 logo, it just looks cool. So that's definitely what I'll do. I'll put it like let's see. Like I definitely want to like get it framed up somehow and then hang it like right here on the wall. I think that'll look pretty cool. I think it'd be a perfect spot for that. Let's see. My presentation tank has been turned into a farm tank, so looking forward to keeping that nice scape tank and moving to the farm to 40 breeders. Maybe an Iagumi in the presentation tank. Heck yeah. Nothing wrong with a sweet Iagumi. Honestly, Iagumis are just like they're so simple, but like so good. Like they're just like the perfect tanks, honestly. And it's funny because like the store I work at, people are more amazed at Iagumis than they are like a tank like mine, you know, all kinds of stems. More people are more impressed with like carpeting plants than they are like just stems or whatever. So it's kind of, people definitely like the, you know, the minimalistic tanks, I think, more. Let's see. I don't know what made me start, but yeah, Iagumis, I imagine I saw Iagumi also, and that's kind of what got, really ADA in general. Once I saw like their tanks, that's really what got me into, started doing like nature aquariums, and got me started all in these rimless tanks. And years ago though, that was about 10 years ago. Show you guys my Japanese bonsais. Something I've been kind of shown on Instagram also. They're finally flowering up pretty well. So this is a Japanese bonsai. Obviously, being that I do a lot of ADA product, having a Japanese bonsai is not surprising, but you can see all the flowering. This one's really nice. All these flowers are coming in. This one has 3 coming in. Yeah, it's all blooming pretty well. I trimmed it up a bunch. It had like, when I first got it, it was like a bush, and so I trimmed all the limbs off and made it into an actual tree, basically. So yeah, this one's looking pretty sweet. Obviously, it's still recovering because I actually got this shipped from Japan, so it's true. It was truly from Japan. It was a Japanese bonsai. It's a Japanese, you know, species, but I actually got the tree itself from Japan also. So it was in a box for a long time, so it's definitely still recovering. But I'm surprised it actually is blooming as much as it is. And then obviously, this is just my little bonsai. The leaf's about to fall off. This one's a little different, but it's my little mini one. Oop, camera's getting all weird. But yeah, this one's a lot bigger compared to that one, but they're both pretty nice. Then I do have some plants growing this one. I'm kind of experimenting. I might actually Oop. My gimbal's all going crazy on me. There we go. So yeah. So I might repot that and do something different, but that's basically going to be a flower of some sort that I'm kind of experimenting growing in there. They're kind of losing their supports, but they're growing. But yeah, I just want to show that. Obviously, somewhat related to ADA products. And then I finally completed my collection of ADA books. So obviously I got the nature. You can see it kind of there. Let's put the monitor down. So I got the Nature Aquarium book 1, and then I got a hold of book 2, and then I finally got in book 3. So now my collection's complete. So that was pretty cool. Those books are so expensive right now. It's crazy. I got lucky and kind of got a deal on all of them, but I've been slowly kind of, you know, searching for them, and I finally got all 3. I like to get a Jupiter bonsai someday. Yeah, that's actually, this one right here is actually a Jupiter. This one, I cannot pronounce the name for the life of me, but I just know it's a Japanese species, but I cannot pronounce the name. But it's a flowering bonsai, but it starts with an A. I cannot pronounce it. But it's a more expensive one for sure. Like that one definitely runs you a couple $100 for sure. But I really like it. Yeah, my book collection's pretty much complete. I mean, I got everything I want now. All these are basically like the best possible books out there. I've been really doing some research on some of the top books, and pretty much I got the whole collection at this point of everything. And obviously all the magazines too. I got obviously the Fish Tropical. That's an ADA one. And then obviously everybody has these at their local fish store. The Aquarium Hobbyist magazine. And if you didn't know, if you don't know, if you don't, well, if you see a video on YouTube, I did make a video on YouTube, but if you follow me on Instagram especially, you'll know. I am an author for this magazine now, and I'm actually going to be in the next one. So the next one comes out in about a month, I think. A month or two, somewhere in there. And so, yeah, you'll see an article written by me in this magazine next month or so. They asked me to they wanted me to write an article about lily pipes and like the different types and their functions and all that. So that's what I did. So so look for my name in the magazine sometime in the coming months. And hopefully you'll see my tanks in those magazines too as well. I cannot control this gimbal. I watch Heroes Bonsai on YouTube. I do too. Definitely an OG. I think there are some aquatic website you can go and upload pictures, something, go up ranks and try to find. I need to get into magazines again. Yeah, they're like the hobbyist magazine. There's four that comes out a year, so every quarter, and they're only like $12 for the year. So definitely a nice little. You can definitely start getting a collection of those for sure. But really, to subscribe to any magazine is really not that expensive. It's usually not too bad, especially the aquarium ones. They're pretty cheap. Yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully it turns out nice, and hopefully I can be in it more in the future. So the name of the one this is pretty much the most popular magazine in the aquarium hobby, and so they're called Aquarium Hobbyist Magazine. But yeah, they have a website and you can subscribe to them. Like I was saying, it's only like $12 for the whole year, so it's not too bad. And there's a lot of good information in these magazines. They do a really good job of putting out information. There's the website right there, if you can even see that. Let's see if I can. But yeah, aquariumhobbyistmagazine.com. It probably will be, because yeah, once you subscribe, usually they're pretty good at like getting you especially if you pay for the year, they'll go back and send you the ones that were before. So if you do subscribe, they will send the quarter one, so you will get the first 2021 one, and then you'll also get the second quarter one. So they're really good at making sure you get all of them, so you don't skip any of them. So you'll actually if you do subscribe, you'll probably actually end up getting two. The one from a couple months ago also, which would be nice. Have I ever gotten staghorn algae? To be honest, I've gotten staghorn algae once, and that was about 10 years ago, and that's about it. So don't have much experience with staghorn algae. Let's see here. Yeah, Stackhorn's one of those weird ones where I think everybody has a different opinion on how it actually gets caused. Honestly, I don't even know the true answer, to be honest, either. But one way I do like getting rid of Stackhorn is you have to be careful though. But one thing that will definitely get rid of it, if you're just trying to get rid of it real fast, if you put Excel in a syringe and spot dose it, that will 100% kill it. And then once it turns, it'll turn like a gray once it starts dying off. And fish will basically just go in and eat it afterwards. But a 50-50 formula, Excel kills baby trees. I learned that the hard way. Yeah, I have too, especially with Excel. I overdosed it once in this 90p in the beginning, and yeah, it killed off a lot of stuff. Excel's nice when you need it, but you definitely have to be careful with it. What's up, Cooper? I think my phone's about dead. It's at like 10%, so I might get off here in like 10 minutes, guys. And I have to work tomorrow, so probably won't stay too much longer. Let's see. What's crazy is I 100% defeat Cyano in a tank pretty easily. After years prior, I could not get rid of this stuff. Yeah, it's all about the experience. Just like anything, the more times you do stuff, and then the smarter we get at stuff, stuff that used to be hard to do, it just becomes so easy. Yeah, trimming your plants. I've seen many problems coming from that. People doing that. Obviously, when you trim your plants, them trying to recover fast enough, and obviously, plants is your main source of trying to get rid. Your plants are your main source of getting rid of algae. Obviously, plants play a great part in getting rid of that stuff. So when you heavily trim, obviously they're going to be less effective than when they weren't trimmed. So Let's see here. What you guys talking about? But yeah, I'll probably get off here in a second. I'll see if any of you guys have any more questions. Or if anybody has any more questions that I can answer, but obviously you guys can message me on YouTube, and if you have any other questions, or some of you guys have my Instagram too, so you can always message me on there if you ever need anything. I'm always here to message. Well, thanks. We'll see. I'm sure I'll talk to you again here shortly. Let's see. Thanks for everybody for coming out. I know I'm not the greatest entertainer, but I try to come on and answer a few. I know a lot of people have questions sometimes, so it's easier for me just to come on live and answer a few of the questions. Yeah, I'll see about, I think today's video, I'll get it uploaded sometime tonight. I'm going to be kind of late on it, but I'll try to film a video. It might end up being uploaded on Saturday, more likely, just because it's getting kind of late, but I'll try to film a video on my whole new setup that I got behind me, just to show that, because a lot of people that don't follow me on Instagram won't even know I have it, so do a little tour of that, show my new setup and all the good stuff, and then next week's video, I'll see. It just depends if I end up getting the rock. Next week's video will definitely be me escaping this tank, if that's the case. If not, I'll have to think about it. I might just do a how-to video on something. I know there's a couple videos people wanted me to film on, do a little more explaining. I know somebody wanted me to do a video on, pH and CO2 correlation, so I might actually do that if I don't get the escaping stuff for this tomorrow. Then I'll probably go ahead and film that video, and that'll be next week's video. And there might be a few extra videos thrown in there next week. Now that I'm kind of back home, and I can pre-film a lot of stuff, so get a lot of videos filmed and uploaded for you guys. Because eventually, once I have all these new tanks set up, I'll definitely start uploading way more than once a week, probably 2 or 3 times a week. So you'll definitely see me a lot more. And then I'm also getting a 45F that I'm buying from the store that I work at. Obviously, AEA discontinued all their shallow tanks, so this is the last 60F, and then I'm getting the last 45F. So that tank will be right beside me. It'll be on the desk too, but it'll be over here in the corner. So maybe that'll be actually next week's video if I end up getting that too. Do a little tour of that tank and show that tank off and start that series off too. So yeah, hopefully in the next couple months we'll have 4 tanks running, and we'll definitely see a lot more videos, and that'll be more fun to do. Instead of showing you guys the same tank, it'll be more fun to have it all spread out a little more and had 4 different tanks going, so it'll make a little more entertainment for you guys. Get more ideas, obviously, and make a lot more fun videos that way with all these new tanks. And we'll have a lot more fish, so hopefully I can start making fish species videos again and talk about some species, especially me getting some high dollar shrimps. That would be a cool one to film on. And hopefully, like the 45C, who knows, we might get some pretty rare fish for that too. So you guys might see some pretty cool stuff coming up there too. So yeah, like I was saying, if you guys have any questions, you can hit me up on Instagram at JJ Aquariums if you have Instagram. If not, you can always go to one of my videos on YouTube and ask a question on one of the videos down in the comments. That's totally fine. I can get back to you pretty fast. But other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one.